If you've been watching our past few videos, you know there's a particular project that we've been working on in the background, and I'm happy to say it is finally done. Urban Automotive Series II Cullinan. As you can see, a lot went into this car. So let's check in with Josh to see how it all started.
Making some progress on the Urban Series II Cullinan kit here. We're test fitting the front with the fenders. Super great quality, perfect fit in the front bumper. We're gonna test fit everything right before we do the paint work on it. So as you can see here, we've got the side skirts going on, fender flares. Still gotta make some adjustments.
Any problems that you had so far with the kit?
Not quite. We just got a couple gaps that we have to fill out and then just keep cranking on it, but should be good to go. We're a couple weeks into our Series II Cullinan project. Fortunately, this Urban kit fits pretty much like OEM, so we didn't have to do too much. We've got this carbon fiber deck lid spoiler, we've got the roof spoiler, we've got the bumper on with the exhaust tips. See how much more aggressive it's going to be and how much wider this is from factory. We've got this side almost done. You can see all the primer, all the prep, everything lines up. We color match the door handles, color match the keyhole, just kind of make it all flow together. The hood is one of my favorite parts of the kit. Not too aggressive, it's nice and subtle, but it really flows with the rest of the car. So we also color match the grille up here, again, to take away some of the black chrome and kind of make it tie together. With a kit this aggressive and a car this aggressive, you don't want too many different colors, you don't want too many different mismatched parts. So we try to bring it all together and make it as monochromatic as possible, but we also want it to pop. We have a purple interior, so it's definitely gonna pop.
There's so much that went into making this Cullinan what we see in front of us. I'm gonna go through it all piece by piece with you guys. First thing we're gonna start, which is obviously the most important part, is the Urban Automotive wide body kit. So Urban did have a prototype kit for this car that they did in Monterey, and then we were first in line to be able to get the first actually manufactured kit. That was super exciting. We've known the guys over at Urban Automotive for a very long time, worked very closely with them, and they gave us the opportunity to put this into play. It is a wide body kit, but it is a tastefully subtle wide body kit in my opinion. So let's start with the hood. I love the carbon accents, continues all the way to the Spirit of Ecstasy on the front. You'll see there's different carbon accents that flow throughout the front as well. There's the 3 vents along the center that are carbon, and then of course the carbon fiber lower lip. Everything ties together really nicely. The design of the bumper, everything really kind of flows with the OEM vents as well, so I love the front radiator grille. We also tied out throughout the rest of the car a couple different color matched accents. You'll see it on the front, a couple pieces on the side, and then also when we get to the rear too. Like I said, looking at the front, I think it looks really nice. This is something that you can take to a steakhouse, but you could also take it to a car show. It's a really good combination. Moving to the side of the car, you'll see that the Urban kit continues. We have the widened fenders and the side skirts with the carbon. The fenders are about 2.5 inches, which according to ChatGPT is slightly above average. Anyways, you'll see that the side skirts continue as well. There's carbon accents that go along the bottom. Again, subtlety, cleanliness is the name of the game with this kit. It's not over the top, it's just enough as needed. There's a couple other painted parts that we did. Door handles, the keyhole cover, the rocker chrome trim that goes along the sides of the doors as well. We even did a badge around on the fender. And then you'll also notice that the overall stance of the car has improved too. We make our own lowering links for the Cullinan, which are installed on here. Gives it a little bit more of an aggressive stance without taking away from the practicality of the car too. Alongside it, you'll see is the Urban Vossen collab, which is the UV6 wheel. 24 inches, this is their brush smoke finish. So it's got a little bit of dark tint to it without taking away from the rest of the design. And then you'll see behind it, we painted these calipers a lavender. It's a cool little color, kind of a little bit of an accent, but we can touch more on that later. So we're gonna move over to the back of the car. You'll see the rest of the Urban kit. As you can see, there is a little bit more going on with the back of the car, much like the front. So we have a carbon fiber roof spoiler, we have the rear hatch spoiler, and then we also have the carbon diffuser. This pairs along with the Urban wide body rear bumper. So the whole rear bumper, including the tailpipes, everything's replaced. It even has an exhaust upgrade that comes with this kit. Again, this is part of the entire Urban Automotive kit for the Series II Cullinan. Much like the front, it pairs really nicely. Again, it doesn't distract and take away from the styling and the classiness of the Rolls-Royce Cullinan, but it gives it really nice subtle accent touches that show that it's modified. It shows that it's different without taking away from the car itself. One of the most fun parts, in my opinion, is going to be the inside of the car. We were talking about the calipers. I said that it's got some lavender accents on it. The thing is, this car, beautiful spec on the outside, but my favorite part, honestly, is the interior. This has like a lavender two-tone with the black. Next thing we have to do, what we do on every car, every build, we have to take it out for a test drive. Customer is going to be receiving the vehicle shortly, so we want to make sure that there's no lights, no rubbing, no noises. Everything is working as it should. That way it can get our stamp of approval customer can pick it up. So we'll hop in, we'll take it around the block. Obviously the outside of the car looks amazing. Super, super excited and pleased how that came out. But more importantly, we got to make sure that the car drives well. Did do a couple mechanical things. Obviously we put wheels and tires on there, so we got to make sure that the tire pressures are set. Did lower the car with lowering links, so we got to make sure there's no lights on the dash. Check the alignment, make sure everything is good to go, and just want to make sure that the car's 100% good to go if we're actually giving the car to the customer, making sure that it's dialed. Main things that I'm looking for when I'm driving, listening for noises. They shouldn't be there. You know, this is a $500,000 luxury SUV. There shouldn't be any noises. So far, so good. Been driving it around maybe the last 5 miles or so. No noises. We already reset the TPMS, so it's all calibrated and good to go, so the sensors are reading. Everything else with the Cullinan and a lot of Rolls-Royces, when you lower them, there's kind of a certain range that you can lower them. Outside, you get like a chassis malfunction code. So right now, car's driving around, we're letting the suspension move around, kind of see its new range of motion, making sure that it's within the parameters for the car. So these are all kind of things that you learn by doing. No real instruction manual on that for modifying cars, especially something like a Rolls-Royce. So that's just part of what we do. So sensors are working. That's also a huge one. I didn't even talk about that earlier. Being that we've done an entire wide body kit, there's new front bumpers, new rear bumpers. Parking sensors are also relocated. Anytime that we put something together and the sensors are moved, it's really, really important that they're still within their range, they're reading properly, nothing's interfering with it. The most annoying thing in the world for me and for most people is seeing anything on the dashboard that's outside of norm.
Was that the most tedious process with the parking sensors?
Honestly, yeah, probably. The amount of wide body kits that we've done, the amount of cars that we've worked on, the parking sensors tend to be the most tedious to make sure they're in the proper position. There's nothing blocking it. We've dealt with a lot of cars where we're doing aftermarket bumpers, aftermarket fenders, things along those lines. And if the sensor position is slightly off, like even in the most minute amount, you're coming up to a light and the car dips, all of a sudden it's going to pick up the painted lines on the crosswalk or something that's just annoying. All right, cool. So we've touched on everything that really is important to go through. Very thorough from top to bottom with the car. Gets my stamp of approval. I'm sure it's going to get the customer stamp of approval. He's been super patient and excited. So we'll cruise back to the shop and we'll wrap it up there. And that wraps up the Cullinan. It has been a real pleasure being able to see this car from the beginning to the end. Honestly, it's one of my favorite builds that we've done. It's something that we've really seen a huge transformation on. I want to hear, we've seen it in the comments from you guys too, but what has been your favorite build? Is it the Cullinans? Is it the Ferraris? Is it the Porsches? Which one of the cars that we've worked on, either on Instagram or on YouTube, has been your favorite? Throw it in the comments. As always, please like, follow, subscribe, all that good stuff. We really appreciate all the support. See you on the next video.